you're fast today. Okay, cool. Amazing. So day 4 of the Art of Success on Instagram. How are you all feeling? I want to know if you're pumped up. I want to know how these 3 days have been for you. Well, technically these 2 days have been for you, and how you feel about day 3. So let me know in the chat if you'd like to let me know, and I'll read it. And it better be good things, because if it's not, like, I'm going to kick you out of the Zoom room. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do that, I promise you. But let me know seriously how you feel. And if you've done some changes to your Instagram, and if you're more confident to keep going, and if you're learning something, because I am a very educational kind of coach. I do value education, and I do put education over anything else. So even if you go into my Instagram account, I post less inspirational and less motivational stories and reels and posts in general, because I do value you to know what's going on in the world of Instagram, in the world of business, of marketing, of mindset, of neuroscience, of everything that there is around you becoming the version of yourself that wants to get to that point. Jane says, sadly not implemented anything yet. Okay, I will be working on it all weekend. That's absolutely fine. And then Monique is like, excited to finally be taking the action. Yes, that's the action. Because remember one thing, knowledge is not power. I used to think that knowledge was power, and you know that the famous sentence, knowledge is power, until I decided that knowledge is not power. Because knowledge without implementation is absolutely nothing. So you can know absolutely anything in the world, but the moment that you don't add it to a set of tasks to make where you want to go and make what you want happen, you're not going to go anywhere. Done my bios highlights is going to be something I build up over the next couple of weeks. Yes, absolutely. It takes some time, and it's always a work in progress. So it's absolutely fine. And that was Drew that said it. And then Sharon, I've not updated yet anything. Okay, Sharon, thank you. But learning a lot and making notes of everything to update on Saturday. Thank you. Okay.
Time.
That's fine. Do not say I do not have time, please. That is a limiting belief that we can work on. So let's keep going, because today we are talking about what you want the most, which is content. So how can your content attract your dream client and get them to trust you? Because that's the most important thing. Like, your content is about creating a real connection. The connection that makes them say, hey, this person understands me. This person wants to be and learn from me. So that is what your content wants to do. So for those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Lara. Now, if the ones that know me, I'm sorry, I'm repeating this for the 3rd day, but for whomever's watching the replay, they might start at day 3. So I am Dr. Lara. I'm a TV series freak, and I have to say that Drew this morning sent me about 10 TV series new, and I've only watched 1 out of 10, and they were absolutely great. So I've already chosen the one that I'm going to start watching, which is Rivals. That's what I'm going to do. I am a peak performance coach and business and Instagram strategist. I help coaches, consultants, therapists, psychologists, you name it, service-based business owners truly connect with their audience, grow their Instagram. Some of my clients comprehend, because I say something different every single day. So like 2 days ago, I said something, and then yesterday I said something else. For the ones that are new and just jumping on in on day 3, I like to just keep it on a bit varied, so you don't just hear the same thing over and over again. Some of my clients are the Italian champion of air rifles for skeet, so skeet shooting, and European champion of air pistol. And I have clients that range from making 40K a month to 100 a year. So they vary a lot. And sometimes they come to me because they have a mindset issue. And then based on that, we just revolutionize their whole life around everything, and we revolutionize their business. I make things easy for you. That's what I want to do. I just make things easy. So every time you come to me with a problem, I solve that problem. So today I'm going to make content as easy as possible for you. Create content that captivates and converts. We talked about rewire your brain, like we did a small part of what there is to rewire your brain, but what we could do in about 40 minutes. We talked about building a magnetic Instagram profile with your bio and your visuals. And today it's content. Now, what your content really is for. It has one purpose, and that purpose only, and which is to connect and convert. First point, build trust with your audience. Now, trust is the foundation of any sort of relationship, and Instagram is not any different. Relationship that you have with your potential clients. Now, your audience needs to feel that you understand them, that you understand what they're going through, their challenges, that you've been where they are, that you have an expertise to guide them to a solution. Most of the times, if you've ever done ideal client work, and I'm sure that you did, the one question that they ask you is, just think about yourself 2 years back. Now you're talking to that 2 years back person. So you know exactly where you're going because you went through the same challenges that the 2-year-old self back went through. So the content that builds trust, it needs to say, I see you, I get you, I know how to help you. You're their guide, you're their leader. You take them on a journey where you understand them, you see them, you hear them. Second point, inspiring them to drive action. Now, your content, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't just create it, is not there just to inform. It's there to inspire a movement. So whether it's a reel that encourages them to DM you, or a carousel that goes a little bit deeper, and we'll speak about every single part of it, or a save my post because later you will need it, your content should always nudge your audience towards the next step. So the most important part about this is that your call to action needs to be crystal clear. One call to action, crystal clear. Tell your audience exactly what step to take. Whether it's DM me with the word help if you need to overcome this X challenge, save this post if you struggle with this, so then you can revisit it later. So if you're writing a book, you might say, save this post for when you're getting to the body part. Even if you're just writing the introduction right now, or you're just writing the outline, save this post, because when you get to the body part, you're going to come back over here and you're going to listen to this advice again. Or whether it's click the link on my bio to grab the free guide. At the end of every single reel, of every post in your stories, there needs to be a call to action. And point number 3 is attract the clients that you want to work with. Now, not everyone is your audience. That is absolutely okay. And your content needs to speak to the people that you can help the most. So now I've got 3 questions for you, and I want you to answer them right now, because we're making them a bit more interactive. So even if you say, I don't have time, you've got time right now. I'm giving you time right now to do so. What is my dream client struggling with right now? I'll give you some time to write it down. Overwhelm, overwork, hence no time to create a strategy to grow a business. And the second question is, what transformation are they looking for? And the third question is, what questions do they need answers to? Less hours in the salon, more profit, less overwhelm, more freedom. How much I love that word. Freedom. I feel like freedom is one of my favorite words ever. So while you write down the third question, that is, what questions do they need answers to? When you start using those three questions, and every time that you post a content, you base it on these three questions, you start focusing on trust, action, and attraction. And your content becomes the tool that brings that light in the darkness for them, inspires them to take the next piece of action with you. So now I want you to think about the last piece of content. I'll give you some time because you're all writing. So I'll just read the chat in the middle. Struggles with trust, whether it's trust in themselves, others, or life itself, so they don't take a bold action in their leadership. Ooh, I love this. Why they should join the membership? Will it work for them? How much is it? I would go a little bit deeper over here. So the answers that they need right now, based on the overwhelm, overwork, and no time to create a strategy to grow business, is how do I create a strategy? What are the tools that can help me create a strategy to grow a business? How can I work with, how can I get to work less hours in the salon? How can I get more profit? How can I stop being overwhelmed? Monique says, inner security and confidence in their ability to navigate life on their terms. How can I trust myself and my intuition so I can take aligned action? Yes. Now, I want you to think about the last piece of content that you created. The last one, the last thing that you posted, whether it's a reel, whether it's carousel, whatever it is, you can go check it on your phone if you don't remember. Which of these three purposes did it serve? Building trust, driving action, or attracting dream clients? And then if it didn't serve any of them, how could you tweak it to make sure it does?
Laura, would you just say that last bit again, please? I was writing.
So out of the last post that you posted out there, okay, so that you put out there, which of those three purposes did it connect with? Did it build trust? Did it inspire them to take action? Or did it attract the clients that you want to work with? I would hope the last 7 days on IG answered all that was marketing, the membership before the doors closed. I was posting 3-4 times a day. Ooh, 3-4 times a day. Wow. Okay. I haven't actually been posting of just refining my niche and audience. Yes, because you're starting brand new. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. Let's see who's the next question is. Now we're going to go into the psychology of engagement. Because the question that I ask myself at times, because I ask myself that question at times, is why do some people, some posts, stop the scrolls and others just get completely ignored? Just put all that in all ChatGPT, and definitely not the way of position my marketing for the membership. So we'll try that next time. Okay, perfect. There are ways to get ChatGPT to sound like you, to write like you, to do things as if we're you. Because you can create your own bot with ChatGPT. So then it's just the you. Joanne says clarity, time management, confidence, direction, balance, systems, and foundations, because she wants clear, actionable steps, support, and guidance with balance and tools, direction, balance, and feel independent and empowered. Okay, so let's go and master the psychology of engagement. So you need to master these 3 things, okay? Hooks, storytelling, and call to action. We spoke yesterday about how fast our brain works and the fact that we have between 3 to 7 seconds to stop someone scrolling. So let's start with the hook. What makes a great hook? Ask a question that speaks directly to their pain point. Now, something that I could ask is, are you tired of creating content that no one engages with? And the answer is 98.5% yes. You can make a bold statement or something unexpected, like you don't need thousands of followers to make thousands of pounds. You don't need thousands of followers to make thousands of pounds. Use a surprising hook, a catching hook, a visual. So now a visual hook is something that stops the scroll, and it could be something like a knock. So I'm knocking on my camera lens, or I am drinking something and then I start talking. That is a visual hook. Or I'm just taking my pen and I'm doing this. Or I could literally just go in front of the camera, do this, and just like, what is this woman doing? And you pay attention to me. It could be a sound hook. Now there's loads of people that do the ASMR, I think it's called. And it's where you talk a lot like that. And if I talk like this, you need to pay attention, because otherwise you can't hear me properly. And the moment that you the moment that you pay attention to me, you're over there and you're like, oh, okay, she's interesting. Just for the fact that I start whispering instead of talking, automatically it makes me this magical mystery woman and I become interesting. That's how the brain works. Like, don't ask any questions. That's just how it works. Storytelling. You got to make it personal and relatable. So share your own experiences. So when I started coaching, I had no idea how to work on Instagram. I was worried about judgment. And then I shifted my mindset and I started seeing results because I didn't care about what people thought about me anymore. And I had this very, very weird phase in my life because I don't care about what people think of me outside in the offline world. It's just, it doesn't bother me. I've told many people to go where they need to go, and I'm not saying swear words because there's a baby looking at me. He's so cute, so I can't say that. Okay, but I've told many people to just go and mind their own business in a very not nice way. But then when it came to Instagram, I felt the judgment. I cared about what people thought about me. And every single thing was, oh no, it's because I'm doing this. And no, it's because I'm doing this. One of the main things is I had to change Instagram accounts. So the one that had more than 4,000 followers, I stopped using it because even when I said something educational, even when I said something that was informative and it had a brain behind it, all I could hear is, oh, I love your earrings. And, oh, you got cool hair. Oh, how'd you do that? How'd you do that makeup? And I was like, dude, like, I'm saying something interesting coming out my mouth. Could you please listen to what I have to say and not just look at my looks? And it bothered me so much for the longest time. So at one point I said, you know what? That's fine. You can think whatever you want, whether it's in real life or online, just do whatever you want. So share my own experience or highlight a client transformation. So Sarah, she came to me and she felt invisible online. We worked together. She gained five clients in a month. Why? Because we worked. Not much. I had a client today, and I'm going to name names. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. And she came to me saying that she wants to make 2K in 2 months. And she said she wanted to do it through a group coaching program. Now, this client of mine does not have a big audience on Instagram. She doesn't, okay? She has a really good program that she can sell, and she could do it on a one-on-one or on a one-to-many kind of format. And she wants to go for the one-to-many. So help more people, because that means she's going to have a bigger impact. She's going to create that community and reach a larger audience. The problem with launching to a lot of people is that it's harder when you don't have the audience. Instead, what I suggested her do is start working on Instagram with the one-on-one. So go and have conversations, private conversations that then turn into either clarity call or discovery session, but really for others so for her ideal client to understand what she is really about. Because sometimes Instagram, if not done properly, and if you haven't worked on yourself, on that judgment, on that fear, doesn't allow you to show who you really are. One of the best comments that I received, and it was kind of a hate comment, but it was from a friendly person, was, Lara, you're so much more in real life. And I'm like, I'm doing something wrong over here, because it's not transparent who I really am. And I don't like this, because I am so much more in real life. And I do look at my videos at times. I'm like, no, like I'm much more fun than that. Like, I'm more sarcastic than that. I'm more ironic. I tell swear words more than what I say online. So why do I not do it online? Because there are some layers that need to be shifted. And then step number 3, we have the call to action. What makes a great call to action? Be specific and direct. So DM me the word help. Focus on one call to action at the time. Confused mind says no. In life, let alone in business. Make it relevant to the content. The call to action is not always a buy this, download this. It could be share it. It could be a question like, what tip are you going to try first? Or what's your favorite TV series? That's a call to action. It's an engaging call to action. You're creating a community. You're not expecting them to do anything for you. Just answering a simple question about something that could be completely unrelated to what you do. What I asked you yesterday, I need TV series. Drew was kind enough to come to me and send me TV series. That's a call to action. It had nothing to do about Instagram. And most probably, if I asked you to tell me, oh, you know what, could you please go and show you my insights and just screenshot all the insights right now and then show me what content produced the most reels, engagements and comments and likes and saves throughout the whole 6 months, he'll be like, Lara, what? And that would have been so confusing. So I kept it simple. One call to action, one result. I got my result. Nothing to do with Instagram and what I do for a living. Let's get there. Do you have any questions up until now? I keep forgetting to ask that. Do you have any questions? No. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's go into content formats. Okay, so we have Reels. Okay. Reels, they are the top performing content type right now. Although some of them might tell you that carousels are back. I'm still experimenting with them. Still Reel gets the top, okay? Make sure that the first 2 seconds, okay, of your reel hooks the audience. Now, reels could be a voiceover reel, and they could be a talking head reel. or they could be a B-roll reel. Now, B-roll is when you post a video underneath it and then you put text on top of the screen. A voiceover could be a mocking of a trending sound that it's over there, or you just doing a get ready with me kind of thing, and then you voice over it. And then a talking head reel is when you're looking straight at the camera and you're talking with anything that you need to say. Carousels. Carousels are for value. They're for value-packed content. So they're like a mini blog post. Your audience can come for insights, for tips. Stories. You build intimacy. Stories are for your followers. They're not for reach. They are for your followers. They're to connect even deeper with who is already following you. You don't grow on Instagram with stories unless somebody decides to send that story to someone else, and that's how you get reach. But you don't, or whether you put the geolocation and somebody finds you on that spot, but you do not grow on Instagram with stories. They're not made for that. Now let's go and speak about my favorite part. That is content pillars. Now, do you know what content pillars are? Yes. Monique is like, yeah. Drew's like, yes. Okay. Do you have content pillars in your Instagram account? Monique is yes. Drew is not as happy. Earlier he was like, yeah, I know what they are. And I was like, maybe, I'm not sure. Okay. So content pillars are very easily 3 to 5 key things that you consistently create content around. They help you to stay focused and consistent. They help you to know exactly what you need to post because you don't have to think about it. They help you to align your content to your brand and what your audience needs. And they help you to save time by creating a structure. So they give you focus. It's easier to create content when you have a content pillar. Now, I believe the next slide is how to create a content pillar. Yes. Okay. So Drew, don't worry because we're doing it right now. So how to define your content pillars. Now, step number 1, and I want you to write this down. Not on my Insta, but I know where mine are. Not really have them on Facebook, only just getting back into IG. That's fine. We can do it together tonight. So number 1, identify your expertise. So what do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known for? What areas do you specialize in? So if it's a business coach, they might want to focus on social media growth and time management and scaling strategies. Drew is writing, Sharon is writing, Monique is writing. Okay, yeah, you got it. I'm gonna give you time to read Monique's content pillars and who she is and what she wants to be known for. Reclamation becomes the heartbeat of my brand, a sacred journey of gathering the fragmented pieces in the self. Oh, I'm bringing them into wholeness. God, I love this. It's about guiding intuitive visionary women, sacred rebels, leaders and space holders to reclaim their inner power, the sacred essence, and their ability to create a life of aligned action, abundance, ease, and impact. Did you ask ChatGPT to write this? A reclamation leader and expert. Oh, that is so powerful. I really like that. Reclamation leader. I'm assuming we would have the same content pillars for Instagram and Facebook. Yes. If the goal is the same on Instagram and Facebook, yes, you will have the same content pillars. I gave it what I wanted to be known as it helped me flesh it out. Yes. Number 2, because you're all so good. Drew, you okay? Did you write number 1? Okay. Number 2, understand your audience. Now, I want you to set your foot inside the soul of your ideal audience. Think about what they're struggling with and what they're looking for. So your perfect client, the person that you want to work with, the person that is a no-brainer to work with, they come to you and say, hey, can I work with you? Like, yes, because I want you. Because you're driven and you're passionate and you want results and you're not scared of anything. I'm describing my dream client. You don't question yourself 1,000 times. And even if you do, you ask for help because you know that there's more out there. If my audience is overwhelmed with Instagram, a pillar could be simplifying an Instagram strategy. Simple, easy. Drew, you okay with number 2? Okay, we're going. It was faster number 2 than number 1. Okay, cool. And then step 3, we choose 3 to 5 pillars. Jane is like the go-to business mentor for beauty professionals, the expert who helps beauty therapists and salon owners turn their passions into thriving, sustainable businesses. Yes. And then you're going to give me all the tips about beauty. Thank you, Jane. That is lovely. So choose 3 to 5 pillars. They should represent a balance between what you're passionate about, what you're good at, and what your audience needs. Now, let's say that you're a mindset coach, because it just comes easy to me, okay? Your pillars might be overcoming limited beliefs, building daily habits, mindset shifts for business owners, your personal journey, so my personal journey as a coach. Now, once you've chosen your pillars, they will guide your Instagram content strategy. So you will rotate through your pillars by alternating them between your themes. So your audience knows exactly what it's coming next. They know exactly what you're talking about. You know exactly what you're going to be talking about. And each pillar should include either or educational content, inspirational content, engagement-driven content. Let's break them down. Educational content is education. The word says it itself, is the value, is to provide value, is to showcase your expertise, is to solve those problems that you know your audience has. So let's say quick tips. 3 ways to simplify your morning routine. It's actionable steps that your audience can take straight away. How-to guides. If it's a carousel, let's say that's a carousel that says how to reclaim your power, how to stop reclaiming your power in 5 steps. Myth-busting posts. 5 myths about beauty professionals and their industry that are told by everybody that they're true. Resources, tools, the best way to find a title for your book. Educational is your chance to teach the audience something new. And it's just like the goal for that is, oh, there's something always new to learn on this page. I'm going to keep following them because there's always something new over here. Inspirational content is to motivate your audience, is to share your journey, is to build an emotional connection. So we've got personal stories over here, your challenges, your wins, what you've learned along the way. I'm not going to repeat another of my personal stories because otherwise it's all about me. Client transformations. That's where you highlight your client successes. So their stories inspire your audience. Because at the end of the day, and I'll show you later, we always have the same issues. Whether you call it in one way or you call it in another, it's always there. The two most common, well, not common, but the root of the two limiting beliefs that we have is not being worthy and not being good enough. From that stems all the other limiting beliefs, but it all goes down to those two. So if you're not making money in your industry, it's because you don't know how to speak. So you've got a messaging problem. You don't know how to create programs. So you've got monetization problem. You get stuck at anything that comes to your way. So you've got a mindset problem. And you don't know how to promote yourself and write content. So you've got a marketing problem. That's it. In every industry that there is, those are the 4 problems. Then you can speak about them in different ways, but those are the 4 problems. Let's go back to inspirational content. Behind the scenes. So you get more personal. You do a get ready with me. You do a day in Lara's life. You show how you work. You show what you do behind the scenes. And then motivational quotes. The ones that everybody likes when they have no idea what to post is motivational quotes. So let's just put up a motivational quote today because I have no idea what I'm going to post, okay? But it's always helping somebody. So let's just put it over there. They need to resonate with your audience. They need to resonate with your brand. They need to resonate with your values. That's important. So inspirational content builds trust as well because it shows that you're a human being. And then we've got engagement-driven content. This is to build the community. This is to spark conversation. This is to encourage interaction with your audience. So it could be done with polls and questions. So what's the biggest challenge right now? It could be done with fun posts, with light-hearted content that your audience can relate to, your audience can laugh at. It's like I could say something like, and I don't because I rarely do light-hearted content because I about what I said earlier, right? I'm a fun person outside and in the outer world. Like right now I can be fun. In my content, I just hold back a little bit. But I could do something like POV, you're creating a reel, and then you forget the script halfway through, which is not that lighthearted and fun, but it's relatable. Interactive stories. Who doesn't love a poll about food or whether you're drinking cappuccino or tea in the morning? But then again, make it related to your business. What's harder for you? Writing captions or scripting reels? Based on that, you get to know your audience even more. And then open-ended prompts. So that's when you really encourage your audience to just open up to you. Now let's go and see the secret about content. The secret about content is that content is not about you. Content is about your audience. So the biggest mistake that I see people make when they create content is that they center the content around themselves. So what they want to share, what they think it's important, without taking into knowledge that the content is for their ideal client and not for them. So when you flip the focus and you put the lenses on your ideal client, your audience should speak directly to your client's pain points. It should address their struggles. their challenges, as well as their dreams and their desires. Because that's how you show them that you understand. It should offer solutions and transformations with tips and insights and stories. Demonstrate them that you can take them from where they are right now to the person that they want to be. You need to make them the hero of their story. You're not the hero, you're just a guide. You're a simple guide that helps them get to the princess on top of the tower, but you are the hero. Your audience is the main character. Drew says, what I've learned recently is just to film myself doing all sorts of random shit and just normal lifestyle, because you never know, might be exactly, yes. A couple months ago, there was this, maybe a little bit more, there was this trending audio that was perfect. And it was like, everything is content, everything is content, everything is content, and literally everything is content. So now what I do, I have this 2 notes saved in my phone. And every time that something happens and that I want to speak about, and I can't do it in that moment, I just take my phone out, which is really 99% of the time in my hands, and I just open the notes and I just write down what just happened. So then I remember that I'm going to create content, whether it's talking head reel, whether it's a POV reel, it doesn't matter. I know that I'm going to create that content. So we're going to go deeper now. Okay. Now, bear in mind, before you read this, okay, this is the thing that I've added last minute, because truth be told, this is paid stuff. These are from my thesis. So to become a doctor in psychology, of course, I had to write a beautiful thesis. And my thesis was how do small business owners build a brand on Instagram? You can literally buy my thesis on Amazon if you'd like to read it and everything. But these are the truths that must appear and that will guide you in every single content that you write. So just make sure that you remember them, because these are the reasons why people buy and they don't buy. So whatever you do, whatever type of content you do, just make sure that you remember this. So we have the truths first, okay? And that the customer buys a service or a product to be liked, to be appreciated, to be right, to feel important, to make money or to save money, to simplify work, to save time, to be comfortable, to survive, to be attractive, to get sexual relationships, to be distinctive, to be happy, to have fun, to acquire knowledge, to be healthy, to satisfy curiosity, to influence, power, and to be safe. When you understand what needs your audience has, direct them and link them to these truths. And if you're capable of taking this truth and transform it into your content, you are winning. And then there's the flip side that is almost more important than the good things. The potential customer does not buy for fear of disappointment, to avoid offending others, for not knowing how to do it, aka feeling stupid. Remember what I told you yesterday? If you make a potential customer feel stupid, they will just run. For loss of reputation, for pain, criticism, risk, work. So there is a paradox in marketing. It's easier to say, scratch everything that you know and I will teach you the right way, rather than saying, we can tweak what you already know. Because for our mind, it's easier to just say, you know what, everything I know until now hasn't worked because I'm a failure. I'm just not going to do this. Okay, and I want to start all over again. So it's easier to make them believe that than to say, oh, so something worked. What worked though? What if it's that particular thing that worked and then the other starts not working? Oh, I just want to scratch everything and want to start again. For work, for effort, discomfort, worry, doubt, guilt, boredom. This is why the potential customer does not buy. Screenshot this, take a picture of this. It's fine. Just remember that you need to use it in your content. That's what you can do for me. Every time that you put out your content, treat your customer with this. Do you have questions around it? It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, now we're almost done, I promise you. 10 tips to create content. And you know, this is how I close everything. So number 1, know your audience deeply. Now, deeply means deeply. I'm going to teach you how to do it with AI, and I'm going to give you some tools on day 5, but deeply. You need to understand them. Like, if you want to take away one thing about this whole training, which I hope you don't, because there's so much more, but if you want to take away one thing, is to know, you need to know who your customer is. 2, eye-catching hooks. You need to grab the attention within the first 3 seconds. Bold statements, visuals that catch, relatable questions, anything. Keep it simple and clear. When you overload your audience with too much information, they get confused. And a confused mind says, thank you, Monique. Huh? Everybody else not responding. Okay, you've been listening to me then. All right, okay, cool. That's fine. Okay. Thank you, Monique, for responding and listening. Thank you. Number 4, be consistent with your style. So use the colors, the fonts, the themes, the pillars to make your content recognizable. Number 5, educate your audience. Because I don't want to offend anybody right now, but a person that on their Instagram account has only nice picture of herself and everything that she does daily, and with no education whatsoever, with no value behind it, might have 100,000 followers, but she's not making money out of that 100,000 followers. And we know that we have Instagram accounts because we want to make money in our business. Otherwise, it's useless to have 100,000 followers. It's literally useless. So educate your audience. Position yourself as an expert. 6, share your story. Be authentic. People love real humans. They love them. 7, add a strong call to action. So tell your audience exactly what you want them to do next. 8, balance value with personality. So I want you to show that you're an expert by being yourself. So you want to alternate between teaching, so educating, and sharing fun or relatable moments. 9, use visuals to stop the scroll. So high quality images, bold text overlays. Now, from now on, I do not want to see any more of the text that comes out of the cover of a reel or a carousel or a post. And then the most important one is to test, analyze, and improve. Use your insights. You have insights that are free on Instagram that tell you exactly what your most liked post is in the last 6, 9, 12 lifetime months on Instagram. What the post that had the best reach. What reel had the most comments. It's all free in your app. So use them. If a reel went really, really well, why on earth are you not recreating one with the same format? Because you think, oh, I'm going to just try something new. It's not about reinventing the wheel. It's about jumping on that wheel and figuring out how it works. Now, I know you've done a lot. I know that we're covering a lot. I am trying to keep it as small bites so then you can actually do the work and you can accomplish things at the end of our day together, an hour together. Ideally, I want to do it for half an hour, but apparently it's impossible for me to do something in a short amount of time. But the momentum will keep going. Okay, we will dive deep into everything that there is over here in the Instagram Academy. Look at Sharon, she's like, oh, what? Okay. But for now, what I want you to do is seriously take step by step. So today, the task for today is really go and check out your content. Go into your insights, understand what content works the most, create the content pillars, and for the love of me, go and figure out what your audience wants. Not in a superficial way, what they feel, what they're going through. Get emotional with yourself related to your audience. Thank you for being here. That's it. We're closing day 3. If you have any questions whatsoever, ask them now or forever hold your peace.
Can I just ask you about the content pillars?
Yes.
So I've got my content pillars, but I've just been focusing on the first one. Should I be mixing them up or should I just work through the one that
so you can decide, because when it comes to content pillars, you can decide whether it depends on your content strategy. So let's just say that you are selling right now and you're launching the group coaching program. Okay. Now your content pillars will be more focused on the one thing, on the one transformation that they get at the end of the group coaching program, because you're already channeling them into that mindset, into that thinking. So
it's the overall, I combine all 4 of the pillars and give them the overall transformation then, yeah?
Yes. So then, like, if you have, apart from the fact that I made your content pillars, you've got them in the, yeah. Okay. So let me just go and get your content pillars so everybody can see what I am talking about. If I find there it is. Let's go. Sorry, guys. If you've got any questions, you can write them in the chat in the meantime. In the meantime that I find the content pillars for Sharon. Vision statement, fears, desires. Okay, so you got the fears, you got the desires, you got the challenge. Emotional blockages, inconsistent action, overwhelmed by expectation, isolations, key transformations. Emotional healing, clarity and focus, confidence, empowerment, accountability and consistency, community and connection. Why this matters. Okay, helping women heal, grow, and bloom into their authentic selves. Okay, so let's say, okay, that you are creating the coaching program, okay, where their transformation is the healing and self-discovery. Okay, so that's the coaching program that you're creating, and that is one of your content pillars. Now, you are going to go 60%, if not 70%, on that content pillar and creating content around that pillar. So helping women heal from emotional wounds and limiting beliefs that hold them back. So you're going to speak to their strengths, their values, their authentic selves, and the other 40% will be about community. It will be about thriving. So you can decide how much of an impact your content pillar has. So if I am creating for example, in February, I am going to launch the ChatGPT course, simply ChatGPT course, just and only ChatGPT with nothing on Instagram, absolutely nothing, just ChatGPT and how to use it. Is AI one of my content pillars? Yes, absolutely. Right now, am I using it? It's on a 15% if you go and do the ratio of what I'm posting out. In February, when I launch it, it's going to be on a high. It's going to be on an 80%. So most of the content that I am going to post will be about AI and ChatGPT in particular, without losing the Instagram, the mindset, the neuroscience part. But the main focus will be ChatGPT. Why? Because I'm selling it. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Any other questions? Oh, Jane, I've gone for 5 content pillars: business empowerment, life work balance, mindset and confidence building, client retention and growth, community collaboration. These are great. These are absolutely so good. So good. And it helps you with so much content. So out of those, ask yourself, what does my client need to know about life work balance? How does my client feel about life work balance? On a positive side and on a negative side. So what are their fears about life work balance, such as like, oh, life work balance just doesn't exist for me. Like, it's not possible for me to balance my work and my life. And on the other side is like, well, wouldn't you like something like going to work for 4 hours a day and then just coming back and staying with your kids and really enjoying their growing up process? So just think about that. Drew, Joe, Monique, questions, or you're good? Okay, amazing. I am going to see you all tomorrow, in which we're going to go even deeper. I don't know how deep we can go, guys, over here, because we're getting deeper. We're going to go even deeper to conversations and DMs. So it's a really good one. If you have any questions whatsoever, you know exactly where to find me by now. And I'll speak to you tomorrow, same time, same place. Have an incredible rest of the night and create your content pillars and go and work on your Instagram. Bye.